Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About to record a podcast up in this piece.
Hang on, my brother-in-law texted me.
Oh?
It's a message to you.
Is it about, the thing?
Maybe.
What?
Yeah, it is. I'm so scared.
Why?
I don't know. Can I be honest?
I prefer that you were.
Can I be
Whenever
vulnerable
people
and honest
ask
with
me
you?
that, I'm always like, are you generally not? And now
Well, sometimes people are like, it depends. You know, like, can I be honest about what? I don't know. Your opinion of me, I would rather you lie, probably. You know, not my feelings. I don't know what it is, but I feel like right now when I think about the fact that a week from now I will have said, I'm gonna cry. That I will have in a week's time, I'll be able to say that I have performed stand up.
Right.
When I think about that fact, and I think about Sunday being my comedic debut for real, I'm like, yeah. And somebody was asking me the other day, how do you feel about it and whatever, and I was like, I feel like, is this recording? Yeah, okay, just making sure. It just sounds weird in my headphones. I feel like when I'm being funny and when I'm doing this and when I'm the funny coworker, the funny friend or whatever, and I make people laugh, I feel like as close to a purpose as I feel like I could have. I feel like I was put on this earth to
be funny.
People giggle. Yeah. And
Okay.
Sorry, my microphone is just sounding really weird in my headphones. And so, it's, very, in the flow state. I feel very aligned with who I am as a person. When I get, a good gut, a belly laugh from someone, dumb shit like that, I'm like, oh, that's why I was, put on the, in this mortal shackle of a body, was to make bitches do that. You know what I mean? And when the bitches giggle, I'm like, this is it for me.
I'm honored to be one of your bitches. Thank you.
Of course. And so I feel like, yes, this is what I'm doing. This is my life purpose. But I know there will be a moment where I'm like, I don't want to do it. I actually can't. My first stand-up class that I'm taking, which is completely unrelated to performing stand-up next week, is tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want to go, actually. Maybe this is stupid and maybe I'm not funny. You know what I mean? It's that push and pull kind of thing. And when I get through the first class and when I get through the performance, I'll probably feel fine.
Yeah.
But right now I'm like, how do I feel on one hand, this is what I believe I'm on the earth to do, is make people feel happy and feel funny, or not feel funny, that I'm funny. I make people laugh, and also I'm going to shit my pants on stage probably.
Honestly, if you literally shit your pants, I would laugh.
That's probably fair.
Win-win.
You know what's also kind of a mind fuck is that I told people to show up and buy tickets, and people I know have bought tickets. It's not I saw your little name on the guest list, and I saw that you bought 2, and then your girl texted me, and she was like, we're going to be there to see you, and I was like, what do you mean people are coming to this? What do you mean people are buying tickets using a link that I sent them via SMS text message? What do you mean?
How could this happen?
Yeah. And I mentioned it at work, and a bunch of my coworkers coming. My boss has told me he's going to be there, which I'm not clowning on my job, so it's fine. But I'm like, but you're supposed to be like, oh, that's so cool. And then be like, yeah, I'm busy. I don't know. I can't make it. But the guest list is filling up, and it's a solid group of 60 people.
Cool.
And not all of whom are my friends and family and whatever, but
right.
That's an audience.
It is just like an audience.
That's weird.
You know what's going to happen?
What?
You're going to get up and talk in front of a group of people, which you've done for literally years, teaching.
Literally my whole life, actually.
Right. You're going to go up and be funny, which you've been literally your whole life.
True.
So there you go.
Know. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
That's what's going to happen.
When I did theater stuff and whatever, I would feel really nervous because I didn't feel good at what I was doing, or I was nervous about oh, I hope I can do whatever vocally or whatever acting wise or whatever. I know I'm funny. I've been funny forever, and I know I can write too because I know I'm really smart. So the idea of being a stand-up comic makes sense. Liza just jumped almost straight up to the top of her cat tree.
Oh, that was wild.
In the corner. I know I can do it. And it's going to be the best night ever probably. And also I don't want to do it and I'm scared. It's this kind of ebb and flow feeling. But yeah, It's only a 15-minute set. I'm a part of a group of three comics, so 2 other people. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time.
Yes.
And I'm like excited and scared. I'm anxious and excited.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's both of those things. And tomorrow, like I said, I'm taking a stand-up class at the local comedy club in Nashville.
She is screaming up there.
Liza.
I was eating chicken nuggets earlier, and I think I spooked her a little bit.
What?
Because
Come here. You want to sit next to me? Come here.
She is herself a chicken nugget.
She is. Come here.
Oh, here she comes. Oh, she's so excited. Oh, my gosh.
Here, you want the blanket? Here.
Liza.
Come sit here.
Oh, she's poking her head barely into frame. If you're watching this on YouTube. Oh, there she is.
Hey, sit down.
Yes, sir.
Bonk. Not the bonk. Okay, here, I'll pet you if you'll just sit down.
Yeah, give your daughter some attention.
Look at her.
Good heavens.
Oh, sweet baby. You want to do the intro and get started?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
to
welcome
the
podcast.
We have special guest.
Liza.
Judge, jury, and executioner, Liza.
She enjoys the executioner part the most.
Oh, stop flicking that tail around, jerk. Okay, let's do the intro. You ready? Welcome back to the Pyramid, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Amanda, and I am your host every single freaking week except for the weeks that I'm not.
And I'm Eli, the dipshit participation trophy of co-hosts.
Slay. And also, we have Liza. Liza, do you have any thoughts?
The slow
Not a
blink.
damn one.
No, empty head, no thoughts.
Yeah.
Just vibes.
She's the empty head, no thoughts. That's just the vibe of destruction. Your son is empty head, no thoughts. Empty head, no thoughts.
The exact opposite. He's just vibing, dude.
Yeah. He's got that goofy little face. And he's got like a bicycle seat shaped face too. So like when you look at him straight on, he's kind of wall-eyed a little bit. Like I love little Odie. He's so sweet.
He is a sweet boy.
Happy Gay Month, you gay sons of bitches.
Woo!
Happy Pride. Eli sporting his almost rainbow apparel.
Well,
Rainbow tie-dye.
Tie-dye, yeah.
Adjacent. Yeah, I don't know. Happy Pride. Very exciting.
Yeah, in particular to the non-binary pals.
Yeah, in particular. Yeah, the girls, gays, and theys.
Yes.
Happy Pride to all of you.
Yes.
May you participate in as many gay activities as you want to this month. Well, really always, but specifically this month.
Yeah.
I recently attended a wedding. Okay, bye, Liza. Recently attended a wedding this last... Friday night that went into Saturday morning.
Dope.
And Saturday morning was June 1st.
Right.
And so it was a bisexual woman marrying a straight man. And as it turned into Saturday and we were all kind of drunk, all of us except me being gay, everyone was like, oh, it's June 1st. And we went up to the bride and we were like, girl, it's Pride. And she was like, oh my God. And she said the name of her husband. I'm not going to dox him. And she was like, it's Pride, you bitch. And he was like, woo. We were all super lit. It was so funny. She was like, my wedding bled into Pride.
Yeah. Whenever I forget the exact joke, so I'm not going to make it because I'll butcher it. But a bisexual woman marrying a straight man is just such a loss. I saw it on the internet. I was like, this is such a loss for the community. Or we lost another good one or whatever it said.
We're losing a lot of good women.
It was
to
so
straight
funny.
men.
Yeah,
so
losing
sad.
good bi women to straight men.
Straight men.
What
it's
a
so
tragedy.
Upsetting.
Hello.
Liza is on some shit.
Yeah, she's
Are
really.
you good, dude?
It's the witching hour.
You got thoughts?
None.
Here's the microphone. You want to say anything?
Liza.
Nope.
Oh, there we
Sure.
go. Yeah. And what else? We got nothing.
I guess that's it.
She's just on her shit, yeah.
Also, in a swerve into something completely different, Kelly Highland, Brooke and Paige's daughter.
Mom?
Mom, thank you. The 2 daughters of Kelly.
Right.
Kelly, this last week, was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh, shit.
She will more than likely be fine. It's stage 1, and she has a family history of it.
Sure.
But wanted to give a shout out and some space for that. And she seems pretty upbeat and this is just kind of a thing that has been happening. But she went in and got 2 mammograms that were both clear. and then went in and got the third one, and it was like not, and then but they found like a lump like you do with cancer, and it was like totally fine. I know for a fucking fact that you, king of the libs, ally number one, are not gonna make a joke about tits and breast cancer.
No. Do you know the song Black Betty?
No.
Bam a lamb, whoa, Black Betty.
No.
You haven't heard that song?
For the third time, no.
All right, well, it says Bam a lamb, whoa, Black Betty.
Okay.
But I'm replacing that with mammogram, whoa, Black Betty.
Okay, great.
There's like 2 listeners right now that are just like, oh, you idiot. Go listen to
you. That's all of them. That's
no,
like
because they know the
700.
song.
What do you mean?
The others are just like
saying.
No, the others are saying you're an idiot because I'm just an idiot.
True.
There's a couple though that actually know the song Black Betty. Go listen to the song Black Betty. I forget who it's originally. I think it's Ram Jam.
Liza is on crack.
Yeah, I don't know what she's
today.
doing. But yeah, Black Betty, go listen to the song and replace Bam Lamb with Mammogram, and you'll giggle like I just did.
You're a moron.
We here support Kelly Highland on this podcast.
That is true. She seems to be like
in
a little
spirits,
like pretty, yeah.
Good.
And her daughters like put out different like videos and stuff, and they're like, yeah, she's fine. She's
good.
A warrior, you know, all that good stuff.
Good.
You want to talk about the Pyramid of Life?
Yes.
All right. Bottom?
I'll start. The bottom is the dorkiest thing that I will talk about on this here podcast in a while and for a while probably. There's a video game that I play. There are certain like award like titles that you can earn within the game for accomplishing like a checklist of
what's the game called?
It's Destiny 2. Destiny 2 nerds out there, hit me up. Let's talk about the game. It's very fun. But anyway, so there's a bunch of titles that you can earn in that, and the hardest one to earn was like the last 5 weeks. And I won't go into it, but it took a lot of doing. You're in like a full, like a group of 6, and so you have to rely on other people in order to earn this thing. There's a lot of steps to it. Basically, I didn't end up getting it because I poured like 30 plus hours into this thing, including 8 straight hours last night, because last night was the last night that you could like do the things to earn it. And we sorry. Jesus Christ, Amanda.
Sorry.
We checked every single box except for one.
Oh, this is a team sport?
Yes, it's a team activity, and we accomplished every single thing except for one over like the 5 weeks. And so I didn't get it, and
Damn.
I was so bummed last night, and I woke up and was still so bummed, and I'm going to be bummed for a while.
That's fair.
This is the thing I was working really hard for, and I didn't get it, so that's the bottom of the pyramid.
Eli. That sucks. Do you want to know why I couldn't hear myself, but you were super loud?
Because your thing wasn't plugged in.
No, it's because I was turning you up and not me. Normally, when I plug these in, I'm channel 1 and you're channel 2. And I kept turning up channel 2, and I was like, why is he so loud? It's because I am actually plugged into 2 instead of 1.
Also, when I go back and listen to the podcast, you're usually louder than me anyway.
I'm usually louder than you in general.
Well, I think it's
life.
because you also like the sound of your own voice more than mine. So you're like, I'm
Absolutely.
just going to crank myself up slightly higher than Eli.
Absolutely, I do.
I'm
sorry if you can hear Liza in the background. She's like really
going crazy.
She's really on some shit. She's had too much catnip.
What is your bottom?
Not getting enough sleep.
Last night.
Oh my God. I struggle, as is well documented on the internet and part of the canon of this podcast, I struggle with mental health issues all the time. And last night I didn't have like anxiety, but I had like a thought that I couldn't.
She's eating her own tail.
She's on crack and she's gnawing her own tail off. You're a freak. I had like a thought that I couldn't like not ruminate on, like it just was, and it wasn't like the big scary of like my life is worth nothing and I'm ruminating on that. It was just like I can't remember this fact and I must remember this fact, and if I can't remember this I cannot sleep. And I literally like got almost no sleep because I couldn't stop thinking about some shit. And then I got a twitch in my eye at like noon today that will not go away. And this is the most insane thing that we've ever done in our lives. Mama, he's a cute baby. No chicken. I had a twitch in my eye all day because I didn't get enough sleep. And then I was like in the caffeine cycle of like had a cup of coffee, got sleepy, had another cup of coffee, needed a Diet Coke because, of course. And it's like, how much water? I've had water today, but my eye is still twitching. And it sucks. And not getting enough sleep has not ruined, but has really fucked up my day today. So not getting enough sleep in general is ass.
It is ass. I also have not gotten enough sleep. Sorry, I was just wrestling with Liza for a second. She's going to go right back up to the tower and start screaming at us.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, that's my pyramid. What's the middle of your pyramid?
The middle of my pyramid, dog, is this block party that was held on Saturday for, it's called Ode to Otha. That is Otha Turner, who is a really, really good jazz fife player. That is a flute for the uninitiated.
Nice.
It's a type of flute, basically. But Otha Turner was a great musician. Bill Ramsey, who is, I believe, an attorney in Nashville.
Related to Dave?
No. Puts on this block party because I believe he and his family were really close with Otha Turner and his family.
Otha Turner was a man?
Yes.
Oh.
Otha passed away many years ago, and so Bill Ramsey puts on this block party on his street in Nashville. And the whole thing benefits Second Harvest. This was the 30th year. This is the tank top that I'm wearing, actually.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and so it's a great fundraiser for Second Harvest. It also is honoring a great musician. It's all really cool. Otha Turner's grandkids, kids and grandkids, come out and I'll drive up from Memphis on a charter bus. And just a lot of them perform, and there's several bands. Martin's Barbecue comes out. There's beer and everything. Yeah, it is awesome. It's a great block party. The reason it was in the middle is because, first of all, I have to work for 9 straight hours on a Saturday.
Been there.
But also because for the first hour and a half that I was there, including the setup, it was pouring down rain.
I was going to say Saturday was awful.
And then, and so I was wearing this tank top, and it's 68 degrees out and windy and cloudy. And so I was a little chilly. I was wanting to be out in the sun, just wearing my tank top doing my thing, just vibing and hyping people up, listening to some music, have a beer, whatever. Yeah. No, it's cloudy.
Damn.
And I hate it.
Speaking of that tank top, do you have a license? Are they registered?
I'm not going to flex. I thought about it. I'm not going to.
You went for it and they were like,
I'm feeling self-conscious.
Not for free. Come on.
No.
Come on. Not for free.
You can go to my, I was going to say OnlyFans, but it should be Only Guns.
Oh my God. That sounds much more frightening than you doing porn.
That sounds.
Guns? That's
OnlyFans isn't just porn.
Girl.
It's a lot of it.
Yeah, come on. That's pretty much most of it all the time.
That's true.
Allegedly.
Anyway, yeah, you're I wouldn't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so.
That sucks, though, the weather and stuff.
It was a great party.
I loved the weather on Saturday. I went to my sister's house, and I hung out with my sister and my brother-in-law, with whom you are familiar.
I am.
And I was at their house basically the entire day on Saturday. We read, me and my sister. We took a nap. We sat outside. We talked about life.
Hell yeah.
We got Taco Bell or Panda Express.
Ooh.
Went home at 10 o'clock. I was like, this is my peak experience. Day. Yeah, it was awesome. Speaking of books, the middle of my pyramid is a book that I read this last. Liza.
She is chewing on
Come
plastic.
Here. Hey.
What is she doing?
Come here.
Did you give her catnip?
No, she's got some in the toys that she was chewing on earlier. Come here.
So, yes.
When I have to restart Liza, stop! Okay, hang on.
Are those for your records up there?
Well, they were, but now the record player's not over there anymore. Okay.
Yeah, she's just
You're being an asshole.
Straight up chewing on plastic that you have mounted to... she's eating those screws that are still in there.
No, she won't.
You say that. I don't know, man. She's a crazy kitty.
You don't get to have this.
Yeah, look, she took a chunk out of it.
It's fine.
What are we doing here? No. Oh, man. Oh, she's pissed.
Losing her mind.
Yeah.
She's just had too much catnip, I think, and not enough attention.
Haven't we all?
True.
So tell me about this book.
So it was fine. It's called Beach Read by Emily Henry.
It's literally called Beach Read?
Mm-hmm. And it's a cute little summer romance. It's in a genre that's called... Don't you roll your eyes at feminism. That's embarrassing.
That's not feminism. It's pandering.
Nuh-uh, because it's written by women for women.
It's pandering. Women can be capitalists too, Amanda.
I tend to disagree personally. But her whole genre is what's called chick lit instead of chick flicks, Okay, do you think not Meg Ryan, Nora Roberts, do you think everything she does is pandering?
I'm doing the Jim Halpert.
My question to you would be, do you think that media that's targeted towards women is inherently pandering?
No.
Okay.
Of course not. But
so
literally
then
calling
what makes
it,
this book that you don't even know anything about?
Literally calling it beach read?
Yeah.
That's like naming a movie for dudes like
Jackass?
Gun Battle.
Which I'm sure
no,
does
that's
exist.
not right. No, Michael Bay's probably.
Yeah, I was going to say Michael Bay would like a word.
Yeah, I consider that pandering as well.
Pandering to men?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's just, but that's not even true. It's more like that would be calling a movie like IMAX Explosion, where it's like you're gonna watch it here and this is what it's for, and it's like
so you're describing every action movie.
No, but like beach read.
You just don't like the title.
They're literally calling it beach read. Like we know that girls love reading on the beach, so we're literally gonna call a book beach read.
Yeah, but there's
just
a
seems
target.
silly.
No. But I can understand how you would have that perspective. But we talked about this when we talked about My Fuzzy Slippers, that like leaning into hyperfemininity is a thing. And like that's a thing with like the Taylor Swift stuff that we see with making friendship bracelets and going to a concert like that. It is.
Oh my God. I didn't know she was right there.
She heard you were talking shit about women and she showed up. It is leaning into hyperfemininity, but it's not in this claim that that's the only way to exist.
No,
of like, this is like peak literature, peak womanhood, whatever. It's just a genre in the same way that like Vineyard Vines is like a line of clothing that caters to a specific audience.
Yeah.
Chick lit does the same thing. And it either is or it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same way that like, I don't know, like different video games, like really hone in on like dude bros doing it. Like, I can't think of anything because I'm not a dude. Call of Duty is that way. Like even like the God of War, World of Warcraft shit, that's that way too. So it's like, it's not saying like beach read as a title is corny, but people want cheesy corny shit.
I'm not yucking the yum of the actual genre. I'm more annoyed by the title.
That's
fair.
It
would be like
the title also doesn't make any sense because they're not on a beach. So
well, yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the title is dumb.
It's just like this is where you're going to read this. I don't know. It just struck me as pandering. It'd be like Dude Game.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is called Dude Game.
That's fair. It's like all of the Fast and Furious movies.
Those are so dumb. I can't believe they're still making
exactly. And it's called Fast and Furious, and it's about race cars, like, and also Vin Diesel. That's every straight guy's wet dream. Like, let's just be honest.
I don't do cars. I don't.
Love that for you. And this is not about you. This is my middle of the pyramid. Shut the fuck up.
No. All right. I'm going to take a feminine and feminist thing, and I'm going to make it about me. As a straight white male, that is my right.
Exhausting to me. The book is in the middle because it was fine, but it wasn't great. And I thought that the B plot was more compelling than the A plot. Like the stuff that she was going through that had nothing to do with the main plot quests, was way more interesting than the main stuff. And Emily Henry writes, like her shtick is chick lit. It is rom-com,
sure.
While You Were Sleeping, Sleepless in Seattle, 21 Dresses. That's her thing. And I read Happy Place by her back during the snowpocalypse, and I read that shit in 2 days.
Damn.
It was so good. I've got a timer going. I've still got a second.
Cool.
It was so good. And the female main characters are very dynamic. They don't just exist for the sake of a guy, although they do always fall in love. But, like, that's not their sole purpose.
Sure.
This one, I didn't love. I kind of wished that, like, because the main plot is this, like, dynamic between her and her neighbor who's, like, emotionally unavailable. And, like, I really think we have got to stop pushing the narrative of he's emotionally unavailable except when it comes to you.
Yeah.
No, for any woman ever. I'm speaking to me 6 months ago also. If he is emotionally unavailable, he is emotionally unavailable. Period.
No, don't worry, ladies.
Period.
You can change him.
You cannot change him. He was dusty when you found him. There is not any work that you can do to make a man want to be in touch with his emotions. Period. And I hated this, like, gross narrative of her being like, he's so different and aloof and withholding.
Yeah.
And he's so hot and tall. And it's like,
no men are like that.
But like, and then she would be like, and I know this is bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm like, girl, if you know it's bad for you, fucking quit. Stop it. And when he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't communicate it, blah, blah, you should say, thank you so much for that apology. You hurt me and we're cool. I don't forgive you and I'm moving on. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Or I forgive you, but we're not cool.
Right.
That dynamic. Like, no hard feelings. What you did hurt me the way that it did. I'm going to go. Okay. It should not be this like, and in Happy Place, it was, we have boundaries. I'm holding you accountable for shit that you said to me. Whatever. And this one she did it. And the B plot was way more interesting.
So what? Is the B plot the good part? Is that why it's in the middle? What's the good of all this?
The good is the B plot. The good is the B plot. The good is there were moments where that had nothing to do with the male main character, where she was just talking about this idea of like, you know, I'm this certain age. I was in a relationship for like 6 years and now I'm not. What am I doing with my life? These bigger questions. And then she's also actively grieving the loss of her father, which like the grief process was way more interesting narratively than this fuck-ass dude whose name was Augustus or August.
Fucking, as soon as you said
and to add insult to injury and salt in the literary wound, his aunt would refer to him as Gussie, which you better believe is spelled Gussy.
Gussie.
And you can also better believe that I read that shit as Gussie every fucking time.
The internet has ruined you.
Miss Henry, we can do better than this.
I thought you were going to say Augie.
Her best friend, like the main character's best friend, so cute, very funny, had a great perspective, like, and like the plot is that she buys she inherits a vacation house from her dad. Come to find out that
that's so relatable.
Well, come to find out that her dad, that was not just a vacation home, that was his second home, and he had a mistress and like a full family somewhere else.
Yep.
Way more compelling than emotionally unavailable neighbor named Gussie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So middle because it was cute at different places, and there were moments of like, oh yeah, whatever. And then like also like this grief journey is very compelling, but points taken off for you should just stop talking to him because he's an asshole to you and Gussie. That's my book review. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Speaking of secondary plot lines that are much better than the main plot line, are you familiar with the game Hogwarts Legacy?
I am, in fact.
Yeah, so...
Is that the new one?
That's the Harry Potter one.
The most recent one?
The open world RPG Harry Potter. It is very good. The main plot line is quite fun, but the secondary plot line...
Yeah, I've heard that before.
With Sebastian, oh my god.
Yeah.
That was so compelling.
Well, The Legend of Zelda is that way, too. That your side quests are, allegedly, your side quests are way more interesting than Get to the Mountain or whatever it is.
Some of that, there's, I think, a difference between, like, individual side quests and, like, there's this whole side plot.
Yeah.
With Sebastian and Ominous, and it is, man, it's really good.
Yeah.
You gotta make some tough decisions.
Yeah.
It's quite
I
good.
really like...
If you played Hogwarts Legacy, write in.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I really
house are
liked it
you?
in places, but I didn't overall. I was like, I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. My Goodreads reviews are very funny, as you can imagine. And I gave it a hearty try for a review, but not great.
Oh, well.
Read it in a week, but whatever.
The top of my pyramid.
Wait, I'm going to ask you what the top of your pyramid is again, so it's like a clean edit. It's easier for me to edit.
Oh, I thought we were just going straight into it.
No! You ready?
Yeah.
What's the top of your pyramid?
I'm so glad you asked for the first time, Amanda.
I'm going to make you take that again if you don't shut up.
All right. The top of my
Over here with like a gun, like whipped out, like, say it. Say it.
The top of my pyramid is that it's Pride Month.
Woo!
I myself...
Being gay!
Yeah, hooray.
Hooray for gay.
I myself am a cisgender, straight, white male, born into about as much privilege as one could be. But I have many friends, coworkers, colleagues, people in my life, former students, relatives that are a part of the alphabet mafia, and I use that. I use that term very affectionately because I heard one of my gay friends say it, and I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the LGBTQIA+.
I love that. And so I am just seeing all over social media and conversations just with the people that are in my life about how like this is such a month of like freedom and liberation and validation, and there's just so much like support and love and everything, and I've done such a good job of cleaning out all the monsters that were in my life.
The ghosts in the closet.
What about straight pride? Done. You're out.
Shut up.
You're out. Goodbye.
You want to have pride in being straight? That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that is embarrassing.
Why would you want to be proud of that?
That's very embarrassing, Devin.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, he's not fucking listening. Anyway, so I just love when people are able to celebrate themselves in like a healthy and safe way, and people can like find community and stuff. And so to all the she's, gays, and theys and everything around and in between and throughout, I see you. Woo. And I support you, and I hope that your celebration continues year round, not just this month.
Yeah.
But I'm happy you have this month.
I love the gays. It's like it's
all the rainbow shit. Fuck yeah,
it's
dude.
one of those things that like I cannot imagine my life in like an only straight context anymore. Which like I grew up, I mean, I'm sure there were people that I grew up around that were closeted and I like had no idea, but my adult life has been lived mainly around openly queer people in all genres of queer. And it's just wild to think like, what if I wasn't friends with the people that I like love like so much, and like their identity is in who they love and like who they're attracted to and how they identify and all these things. Like to go back to a place of like, no, this is a sin, or like, no, this is wrong or whatever, and to only have straight people in my life, like what a loss. You know what I mean? Like
I completely agree. I think that, you know, I again led a very sheltered childhood. I grew up in Franklin, Tennessee, a very red conservative Christian place. And so like everyone there was, as far as we knew, like a straight white upper middle class person,
right?
Likely Christian as well,
right?
And so then I went to college and I started to meet people that were not of that
persuasion
description, and I was like, I almost felt like lied to, like, oh shit, the world is not as I thought it was. And so that like encouraged me to like go out and meet even more people that were like different from me and had different upbringings and everything. And I felt my worldview just expanding so much. And then I taught in a school that was like almost all people of color as well. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
There are even more ways to be a person.
There are so many different experiences that I knew I just had no exposure to. And so it gave me a whole new appreciation for like the world and people that are different from me and everything. It gave me a renewed sense of empathy as well. And such a different perspective. And so I would encourage people not to like gamify this or
don't go bother them,
or or cheapen it or anything like that. But if you don't have like genuine friendships with I don't know, like 3 people that are of the like alphabet mafia like grouping, go meet some people. Try like be open to that. Like look inward, and if you're like, I don't actually hang out with any like gay or bi or whatever people, I should like do some evaluation and figure out like how I can further it. Why that is. And if it's just by pure coincidence, then like maybe try and broaden your horizons a little more. Meet people that are not all the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go find a gay and talk to them.
And pester them into friendship.
Yes,
not that.
But like look inward and try and expand yourself even more.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Go gays.
Yay, slay. You know what I mean? We love the gays.
Yay, slay. We love the gays.
My top of the pyramid has nothing to do with being gay, which is a shame. But you know what I just thought of? I'm going to have a gay person hanging out over the weekend during a weekend in June, as like a fun little staycation. So that could be a fun other episode with Jake.
Oh, dear God.
Bestie of the pod, Jake. And we know one thing about it, 2 things for sure. Jake loves attention. So I bet I could convince him to be on another episode of the pod. If you haven't listened to any of the episodes with Jake, they're a fucking riot. Jake is, I think I'm going to go on record, Jake is the funniest person I've ever met in my entire life. I've never known anyone to be funnier than Jake.
I think you're funnier than Jake. No offense to Jake, but
when Jake and I are together, it's different. When it's just the 2 of us and there's no one else there, Jake makes me laugh so much to the point where I'm like, if you don't shut the hell up, I'm gonna vomit from laughing, or like my face just like kills me after like 3 hours with her.
Sure.
Like, I live for Jake, and Jake is a homosexual to the nth degree.
No, really?
Jake was one of the first openly gay, I think the first openly gay friend I had.
Hell yeah, bro.
And he wasn't, someone asked him one time, like, oh, so how long have you known Amanda? And he was like, oh, since I was straight. Which, like, when Jake and I first met, he was very much, the closet was made of glass, but he was in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, seeing his, like, coming out process, and, like, he introduced me to Drag Race, and he introduced me to a lot of queer art and queer artists, and he still does.
Sure.
And it's just, like, it's just the best. I love, if I think about it anymore, I'm going to cry. Also, I saw that there was a little bit of tea of some of the people that we went to college with this morning, and I texted him, and I was like, what's the tea? And he was like, give me 10 minutes. And then he's like, okay, here's what I've done.
Detective Jake is on the case.
If you want FBI, CSI level investigation, go talk to someone like Jake. It's crazy. The top of my pyramid has nothing to do with being gay, regrettably. I mentioned this on the very first episode of the pod, and I'm bringing it back. Top of my pyramid are, they are hydrocolloid bandages that are made for blisters, that you put them on the blister and it like sucks all the juice out of the blister and like flattens it out.
What a sentence.
But they work wonders for a mosquito bite. And I get eaten up by mosquitoes all the time. And if you are a freak like me who likes gross shit in skin, if you pick at your mosquito bite just a little bit, enough to open it, and put a blister bandage on it and leave it for like 12 hours, you'll see it's just like pimple patches. It's the same thing, but in a higher concentration.
I don't use those.
So then when it pops and it's like all the white shit's in there and you peel it off, all the gross nasty is on the strip.
Oh, and that scratches an itch for you?
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I've got one on my leg right now, and I put it on like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe today, and the mosquito bite doesn't itch at all, and I can feel the bump in there of the pus. So in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll peel it off, and I won't have a bug bite anymore. So it stops the itching, like, in the meantime.
That is nice.
And in the morning, whoosh,
and then you get a little pus bump patch.
I know. I literally, I need to be under medical evaluation. I got a mosquito bite and put one of them on there, and I have unlimited access to these bandages at work because of where I work. And I work like right and nearish to a warehouse, and I kept picking at it one time, and I would put one on for like an hour, and then I would peel it off and look at all the gross, grimy stuff in the bandage, and then put another one and keep doing it. And at one point, I had to put a blister and then a like bandage Band-Aid on it to like deter me from picking at the bug bite again. It was bad, but they're great. And if you suffer from mosquito bites like me, get some. They're blister bandages. Band-Aid sells them, and they're like what you would put on a heel or like a blister. Hydrocolloid bandages. It's where it's at.
Cool.
And okay, you ready to talk about this episode?
You bet your bottom dollar I am.
God, I didn't have anything to do with my bottom dollar last week.
I'm betting $2 bottom dollars.
That's awesome.
I didn't get to do it last week.
If y'all see me doing this in the camera, it is not because I'm exhausted with Eli. Well, I usually keep that internal.
That's not true. You vocalize it constantly.
That's literally not true. I'm just kidding. That's like the truest thing ever. I'm trying to massage out this twitch, which I don't know if that's how muscles work, but it's really annoying. My eye will not quit twitching. Okay, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 30. We skipped another episode between last time and this
34 on Hulu, by the way.
Canonically, in the according to the Dance Moms Wiki, the holy text, Season 3, Episode 30, it's called Recital Rebellion. All the filler bullshit, recap, Abby chatter nonsense, skipping it. Reunion, skipping it. I don't care. I want the plot, so we don't cover that. And I think that's what 29 was. What?
Yeah, I was just going to say I love this title. Because I just listened, Recital Rebellion, I listened to a podcast on the Dollop about the Newsies strike back in...
Oh, I thought you were going to say Newsies the musical, and I got excited.
No, God, no. The Newsies strike back in 1898 in New York.
There were a musical about it.
It's about... So the Newsies were like a bunch of like children that kind of lived on the street. well, for those that don't know, between the ages of like 8 and 15, and these kids all went on strike against newspaper magnates, Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst. And basically hundreds of newsy boys between 8 and 15 were pissed that like the biggest New York City newspapers were charging them more. Like they had to buy the papers and then sell them at a profit. So they just stopped selling them and then went around beating up grown adults who were buying newspapers and other children that were selling them. And the children that they beat up would then join their cause.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So they ended up getting a raise. They would like beat up like strike breakers and scabs. They would destroy piles of newspapers around the city, leaving like the street looked like it snowed. They just tore them up and went to town. Then they ended up getting raises, which is awesome. But because of all that, I'm now picturing like Nia and Paige and Chloe just beating the shit out of Abby. Wearing their little newsy hats, you see?
I'm going to picture one of them singing the song Santa Fe. There's a whole musical about that that's called Newsies.
No, I know. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't know if you knew that or not. And it's one of those that's written by Disney. It's got incredible music in it, too. And the dancing is like, it's insane. Okay, so this week we are in Pennsylvania. We're in the Mirror Room in the studio.
Abby is yelling.
Abby's screaming immediately. And we're hearing that this is the week of what Abby always calls dance concert, which
it's not a
drives
concert.
me nuts. And the moms will refer to it as the recital,
which is more correct.
Abby's the only person who calls it a dance concert.
Yeah, it's a recital or an exhibition or a performance.
It's not a dance concert.
It's not a concert.
So annoying. We pretty immediately kick off with the Pyramid of the Children. The bottom of the pyramid starts with Paige. She of course, she was off by a beat in the group dance. To be fair, it was a little noticeable. Like
it was very. She dropped to the stage, and then 2 counts later, the other kids all dropped to the stage.
She like went to the floor as the other kids were leaping. So it was like pretty like whoosh. It was pretty obvious. Yeah. Kelly mentions this thing about a costume malfunction of Maddie. So Kelly's like, this is bullshit. Maddie should be the one on the bottom because during her tap solo, her costume malfunctioned.
Yep.
And when that has happened to other people, they've been like, roasted over the coals.
Yeah.
But when it was Maddie, Abby just kind of giggled and is like, whatever. But this spot, Kelly's arguing in this moment, should belong to Maddie.
Yep. And then Abby says, well, Paige screwed up the whole group number, even though they got first overall.
Yeah.
They won.
They objectively didn't. Or she didn't because they still won, so it's fine.
Abby then tells Maddie.
I had such a hard time with this. It was so embarrassing.
Kelly's complaining and she's like, well, why isn't Maddie getting like yelled at or whatever? And Abby goes, all right, you know what? Maddie, drop and do 20 push-ups because it'll make Kelly feel better. When she says that, Maddie starts laughing.
Because she's like, there's no way she's
like,
serious.
No, she's like dropping down like this and is just like giggling to herself.
Yeah, she's like, is this real? Like, what's going on?
Silly. This is very silly.
Yeah. And then Melissa in her talking head, she says, I'm sorry that Abby treats me better than you. It's not my fault. Which is just like so tone deaf.
I was like, actually, Melissa, it is. You constantly go behind everyone else's back to make yourself look better,
right?
Which thereby makes the other moms and kids look worse. And Abby treats them as such.
So it kind of is your fault.
It's quite literally your fault.
Yeah.
It is 100% your fault.
Yeah. Let's see. The next one. Oh, Brooke and Chloe are holding hands. Did you see that close up?
Yes.
I just thought that was sweet.
It is sweet.
Also, Chloe's gay.
But also.
So it was just like cute.
I think it's because they're both like, oh, we're about to get fucking stabbed on television.
Yeah, I mean, they literally only have one another. And sometimes they're moms. Right. But mainly only one another. Also, they're still all best friends in real life. So it was just sweet to see like a bond between children. It's just very sweet.
Yeah, and so
Abby, Brooke is next.
Well, Abby in her talking head says, I'm sick of fighting with Kelly for more than the past decade. And the camera cuts to Paige again, and Abby says, Paige, you're at the bottom because you were perfect, like sarcastically saying it.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
And then Kelly starts like clapping, also sarcastically. Which is hilarious. And right then I was like, oh, this episode's going to be insane.
Heated. Yeah, very, very that.
Then Brooke is next.
We don't really get a feedback. Like,
Kelly clapped again. She was like,
my
kids.
Woo!
The two at the bottom.
Okay, great.
Highland, more like
Lowland. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Kendall is next. She made a mistake, so whatever. Nia is next. She says she just wants more from her, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, so she says that I love that you never complained nor roll your eyes. Your mom also never complains. All these
great things.
I just want more from you as a dancer, which that alone, this is like the only ranking of a child on the pyramid where it's not based, where it's like purely based on like talent, effort, results, as opposed to like bullshit out of nowhere that's out of the kid's control, or it's like the mom doing something has nothing to do with dancing, whatever else. This is like the only. This is how you are at dancing, and I'm ranking you as such.
It's just annoying that she always gives Nia the note of more. More what? I need more from you.
Yeah. And Nia's like,
cool. As a child, right? Like, not as an adult, not even as a high schooler. She's not saying that to her. She's saying that to her as like a middle schooler. I just need more from you. Like, that's not... You need to quantify that a little bit with like what... How is this measurable? Let's get some SMART goals in here. You know what I mean?
All that it's doing is telling Nia, you're not good enough.
You're just not good enough. Just
especially
more.
like I need more effort. That's usually how it's communicated. Like I need more from you. Like I'm trying
my
hardest.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm literally 11.
Yeah.
The middle of the pyramid. The next one is Asia. She wasn't here last week. She was rehearsing for a charity event, and guess who has something to say about it?
Fucking Jill.
Jill pipes up and she's like, I just think it's a little interesting. Asia literally wasn't here last week. She should be not any higher than any of the other girls. And the other moms are like, yeah. They're like, she's right. And Abby's like, shut the hell up. And it's, nonsense.
Yeah, Christy with a K freaks out. They all start yelling. And then in her talking head, Christy Ray says, the moms are bothered by Asia training elsewhere. Like, yeah, I mean, yes. But also, like,
yes and no.
Yeah, that's something that might bug them. But dude, this is like clearly unfair.
It's not what this is about.
She literally wasn't here, and she's above 4 other girls.
Right.
While all the moms like kind of are screaming at each other in the pyramid, which doesn't tend to happen. Asia and Mackenzie like kind of look at each other and like giggling.
They're like, oh my god,
this is insane. Here they go again.
So embarrassing that our moms are screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chloe is next. She got 4th overall high score. Abby says she needs to put in more effort. And she says, Maddie is next. And she says, Maddie, it kills me that you're not on top of this pyramid. Because Maddie got 2nd.
Well, Abby also says about Chloe and her, like Christy in her talking head, says like, Abby says she needs to try harder. Maybe Abby needs to offer hip hop classes.
Yeah.
She's doing a thing she's never done before. And then Abby's taking a chance to like
do
say,
better.
oh, you're just not trying hard enough. Like, that's not, I don't know the thing.
Yeah, and you're not teaching me. You're mad that you haven't taught me something, and that's crazy.
Yes. And then Abby says it kills me that Maddie isn't on top of the pyramid.
She says it out loud to the children, not in a talking head. It's crazy.
I told you, she's done pretending like she isn't in love with Maddie. She's just full out in the open.
For real. The top of the pyramid is Mackenzie Slay. She doesn't look super thrilled.
Yeah.
She's just like smiling with her braces. Oh, rest in peace.
Taking up so much of her mouth with
I know.
metal.
Did you have braces as a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I had them for so long, and they were awful.
How long?
I had them from 4th grade until I was a senior in high school.
Wow. That's too long.
I was born with a gap in between my 2 front teeth so large you could land a plane. And also my teeth genetically, like, I mean, we're talking redneck, backwood, mountain people teeth. Bad teeth. Growing in at angles. I got my wisdom teeth when I was a freshman in high school, which is a lot younger than most people. Anyway, all this to say, I see Mackenzie in that phase of just like so much fucking metal in your mouth and it's ass. And then Abby says to Mackenzie... She's like, look to your right. And she looks at Asia and she's like, are you going to let that motherfucker show up here and kick your ass? Basically.
You're paraphrasing slightly.
Well, slightly. I'm taking poetic liberty, but that's basically what she says. It's so stupid. You're going to let her beat you?
Show up and take that spot from you. And Mackenzie's just like, like lightly shakes her head as though to say like, I don't know, she's my friend and I don't want to be mad at her.
Yeah, she's like, this is fucking stupid. Also, my teeth probably hurt really bad. I probably have a splitting headache from my braces.
Yeah, and then Abby's like, that's not much of a no to me. And she's like, okay, no.
Yeah, like what's the right button to press to get you to shut up? Okay,
Is this the one? That's the shut up button. Great.
I hate her. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah.
Everyone this week is doing a solo. Most of them will be doing because it's the recital week. Most of them are going to be doing old numbers. Paige is doing a new one because Abby says that nothing she's been doing like number-wise stands out. She doesn't have a number that stands out.
So now she gets the chance to prove herself.
And Abby's like, Kelly should be grateful that I'm giving her a solo. She's always bitching about how I never give her kids anything special.
She also says...
she should be grateful.
She also says Kelly should be grateful that I'm taking time out of my week to spend with her kid. Do you mean be her teacher?
Yeah.
The thing you do for Maddie all the time, forever, every day?
Also, again, we're having a conversation about... Yes, this is technically what they asked for, but not in the right context.
No.
Like, they don't want special attention on stressful weeks. They want special attention to set them up for success.
Yes.
They don't want a solo on the worst week to have a solo. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And Kelly's calling BS.
Yeah, she actually does say this is kind of setting Paige up to fail.
Yeah, straight up.
Correct.
It absolutely is. Brooke also, we find out, is going to get to sing her song, Summer Love Song, live at the concert.
Oh, God.
And Abby, again, is like, Kelly should be grateful she sucks.
That actually is a thing. Like,
sure, that's a thing to be
Brooke
grateful
getting to
for.
sing at a dance concert.
Dance concert?
Yeah.
That's why it's a dance concert, is because Brooke is going to be there to sing.
Will
I'll let that
technically
one
be
slide.
vocals. Yeah.
The team is doing a new number called Sugar Babies. Barf.
Dude, all right. So hold on. I heard that, and I was holding my phone like this, and I dropped my phone. So I was like, what the fuck did she just say? Sugar babies?
Why not? Why not?
For those that don't know, the internet definition of a sugar baby...
Did you look it up on Urban Dictionary?
No, but I confirmed that this is actually what it was. Is when a typically younger woman provides companionship and or sexual relationship of some kind with typically an older man for money, presents, vacations, things like that.
Yep.
So naming a dance Sugar Babies that is going to be performed by like 8 to 14-year-olds is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Even if you think like, oh, this is just about little kids loving sugar, like literal sugar, like...
Well, there's a candy called Sugar Babies.
So
I thought a candy. So I
yeah.
thought, this will be like Candyland themed. Yeah, no. The name also has nothing to do with the dance.
No.
It's so stupid.
Do this whole thing. I just was like, homie, all right. So talking shit about like actual sugar babies, like people who sugar in real life, that would be whorephobic. Perfect callback to a few episodes ago.
Sure.
I'm not insulting that. I'm saying maybe calling a dance for children Sugar Babies is a little not all right.
Uncalled for. It's almost like naming the title of a show about children, Two Girls, One Solo, is inappropriate.
Yep, exact same energy.
Where it's like, we could have done literally anything else, and we picked this for an adult reason.
Yep.
And that's stupid.
Yep.
Also, we find out this week that they're going to be doing a photo shoot for a magazine called Dance Track Magazine, and there's going to be one kid that's going to be on the digital cover. It's the first time that a professional child dancer has been on the cover, so it's a really big deal. I guess they're also going to they're probably going to do a story about them too. But
some kind of feature.
So there's that. So all that's happening this week. The moms go upstairs. We start the group rehearsal. If my eye doesn't quit twitching, I'm going to rip it out of my socket and eat it.
Gross.
Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Can you see it?
No.
Okay, good. I can feel it in my bones, and it sucks.
I believe you.
Thank you for believing women. Do you see it? Okay, now it's not.
No.
Now it's not doing it, but it was doing it earlier. Moms go upstairs, start the group rehearsal. Kelly is kind of like, hey, gang, am I crazy?
Yeah.
She's
looking around. Is this shit, like, is
this
anyone else
happening?
seeing this?
Yeah. And what she means is like the idea that Paige is getting a new solo recital week. Like, that's crazy, right? And like, she shouldn't have been at the bottom, right? Like, kind of checking in with the girls. And we kind of like bounce back and forth between the upstairs and the downstairs of like in the rehearsal. And Abby tells Gianna in rehearsal that there's no way Brooke and Paige will be at the front of the group number that they're currently choreographing after the way that Kelly spoke to me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. We bounce back upstairs, and Jill in her talking head gives the same, like, you know, Kelly needs to be grateful. Abby's giving her some attention, like bullshit that she's said in the past.
Excited for the opportunity. Like, and Kelly says, like, I ask for in her talking head, she says, yes, I ask for opportunities all the time, but I want them to be fair opportunities.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and Abby thinks that just because Paige is getting a new solo, like, oh, this is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, we talk about the difference between equity and equality in this specific context all the time.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they wanted, but that's not the right context.
No.
So it doesn't matter. We cut to commercial. We come back. Abby is talking to all the moms that aren't Kelly about how Kelly's acting. It looks like for a second they're just like talking shit.
Well, Christy, Chloe's mom, was also upstairs with
That's
Kelly.
right. Chrissy's also upstairs.
Everyone except for the dynamic duo.
The two bitches. Holly brings up in her talking head, she's like, Kelly pulled Brooke and Paige from the dance recital last year.
Yep.
She's like, really don't want that again. Holly's like, I don't want to do the drama. Just want everyone to have a good time and get through the recital.
Yep.
And Abby asks the moms that aren't Christy and Kelly, like, why are you fighting against me and not them? Like, don't you see that they're, like, detracting from what I'm trying to do? Again, trying to pull people over to her side like she does the children, which is insane.
Yeah, she says, like, if you think Christy and Kelly will make your kids stars, then go with them. That's not really... Oh, hello.
It's time to restart the camera. Keep going.
That's not really the thing that's happening. Like, she's just so fucking tone deaf.
Yeah,
She always wants to have the argument that's not actually being had.
Straw man argument for real, where you pick something that's not a real problem and say, look at that problem. And it's like, no one's talking about that. And also, that's not a problem.
Yeah. And then Melissa, always with the hot takes, says in her talking head,
she's like,
the side I'll pick is Maddie and Mackenzie's side. Like, wow, Melissa.
Well, I have in my notes, that's a really weird way to say I'm always on Abby's side.
Yes.
Like, just say that.
Yeah.
Oh, my eye. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Melissa said she's always going to be on Abby's side, basically.
Yeah, great.
We're in the group dance recital, or the group dance rehearsal, excuse me, and Abby is yelling about, like, how do you not remember what you did yesterday? Just, like, screaming at these little babies, and they're, like, shaking in their tap shoes, like, so concerned.
I gotta say, as a former arts instructor, I feel that. Like, guys, we just rehearsed this for 6 hours yesterday. How do we not remember any of it?
I don't understand the compulsion to scream at them.
Oh, yeah.
But I do understand the sentiment of, like, what the fuck were we doing yesterday if you don't remember what we're doing? You know what I mean? Like, what were we doing yesterday?
Yeah, that's the one time. Yeah, except for the screaming part, I was like, I feel you, Abby. I have been frustrated like that, too.
I understand where you're coming from. I don't understand how we got there.
You dog.
Let's see. And Holly makes the very astute observation that the recital is very stressful because at any minute something could go wrong and it could be your kid's fault. Like, yes. Thank you, Holly. Thank you so much for that astute observation.
Yeah, and then Christy Ray says, this one's Asia's first. What should I expect?
Yeah.
And all the moms are like, get out of the way and get ready for a lot of screaming.
Yeah, expect to be stressed.
And Christy's like, it's like the 4 questions at Passover. Why is this night different from all other nights?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
Corbin wants you to find the difference between these 2 pictures.
They're the same picture.
They're the same picture.
We see Asia rehearsing her recital oh my God, I'm stroking out. I've got my eyes twitching. I'm saying the wrong words. I'm literally having a stroke. She's rehearsing her solo for the recital. Damn it. And we see it maybe 10 seconds because she crushes it and she's like, all right, see you later. That's it. We then kind of see each girl's like solo rehearsal. Again, they're doing old numbers, so we kind of like
it skips.
It's just like, yeah.
I will say this about Asia's little rehearsal or whatever. Mm-hmm. She does a few moves, and then Abby tells Asia, "See ya, sister," and then high fives her on the way out.
Yeah,
it's like the way she treats her favorites is just night and day difference. Yeah. And now imagine if like Chloe and Kendall and Nia all got like that level of energy and positive reinforcement.
Well, Christy makes Chloe's mom does make a comment about. She says that she like at a certain point she does make that comment. Yeah.
Yes.
We also see a little bit of Brooke's singing rehearsal. She sounds fucking terrible.
Speaking of sounding terrible,
shut up! What do you know about anything? You're a man.
That's the second time you dropped that,
and I'm really on the struggle bus today.
And I'm telling you, there's a better way to do that.
No.
Look. Just get like even like a different sized table.
But that
I think would go so far.
My end table is also a thing for Liza. Do you see?
Yeah, but you can. No, I'm saying just for recording, just scoot it elsewhere.
The problem is that my headphone cord is under my arm, and so when I move, I'm like yoinking it out of my ear.
That's the only problem.
And then pulling it off the thing.
All right.
The other problem is that I asked you to be my co-host. If we're just gonna break it down really quick, that's the other problem I'm having.
Yeah, that's fair. But
where's my phone?
That's your own fault. It's literally right here.
Where?
Right there.
Fuck off! I found it.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, we see Paige's solo rehearsal.
Fuck off, I found it.
We see no help from you. We see Paige's solo rehearsal. She is the only one with the new one. And Abby's like, she walks in and she's like, all right, what's your deal? Yeah. She's like, are we doing a solo? Are we not? Nope. What's going on? And Paige is like, I don't know. And Abby says that she keeps hearing, like, are we doing a new solo or an old solo? Like, what's going on? She says she's heard, quote, grumblings about Paige doing a solo.
I think you mean rumblings.
Right. And Abby makes Paige choose, are you doing a new solo or are you doing an old one? And Paige, like, takes a deep breath and she's like,
I thought we were doing an old number.
I thought we were doing an old one. And she's like, that, and in her talking head, Abby's like, that was a big mistake.
Big mistake.
But then she says, big mistake, big. Which, do you know what big mistake huge is from?
No.
It's from, oh my God. Okay, speaking of gay stuff, it is from a movie called Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts and what's-his-face and Richard Gere?
Richard Gere.
Is it Richard Gere?
Some white guy.
Some white guy who looks like Richard Gere if it's not him himself. And wait, can you Google that? Julia Roberts and somebody else. And in the movie, Julia Roberts plays a prostitute.
Yes.
Who is like,
sex worker.
Thank you so much. Is a sex worker. I was like, there has to be another word for that. I just couldn't retrieve it.
You're good.
And she's dressed a certain way, and she is like doing this, like, weirdly enough, callback, doing this kind of like companionship sugar baby thing for Richard Gere.
Richard Gere,
is it
good
him?
Call. Yep.
And he's like giving her money and stuff, and she goes into a really fancy store to buy some clothes, and because she is wearing this like a very, very hot outfit, but she looks like a sex worker because she is, they like don't service her, they don't like talk to her, they don't like engage with her because she like looks gross and whatever. And
she's not high class.
And she like goes to leave and she's like, oh, by the way, and she says something super bitchy and it's awesome. And then she's like, and you won't talk to me because of the way that I look. And she's like, that was a big mistake. Huge. Turns on a dime, doesn't buy anything, leaves.
Dope.
So whenever someone says big mistake, you're supposed to finish the sentence with huge, but she goes, big mistake, big.
I thought she said big mistake, kid.
Oh.
I thought that's what she said.
My subtitles, because this is a subtitle house, big mistake, big. Oh, but maybe she said kid and they mistitled it.
Said kid. Either way, Paige wanted to get better at an older dance so that there's like less pressure. And
she wanted to improve, and Abby's like, no, you can
How
only
dare
be
you?
bad.
Yeah.
You can only be set up to fail. You cannot get better incrementally.
Yeah. You child.
You idiot. Paige then runs upstairs to tell her mom, like, what's the tea? Kelly still calls her, even she's at the age of like 12, I think at this point, she still calls her Peanut, which I think is so cute.
Adorable.
She's like, it's whatever you want to do, Peanut. I'm like,
yep.
Crying. I want Kelly to call me Peanut. Okay, dress rehearsal time, and I'm breaking out into a cold sweat. In a dark theater, when someone's on a microphone, they're like, start from the beginning. I'm like, I'm gonna throw up, and my body's gonna go into shock.
Your eyes gonna start twitching. And
my eyes gonna keep twitching. And it's just so stressful. But Abby, so the curtains, let me paint you a picture for those of you who have not watched this ep. We're backstage, on a stage. The curtain on the stage, fully closed. Miss Abigail Lee Miller she has in her hand a wireless microphone. And in front of her are the children, like little geese. She is talking on the microphone that can be heard on the other side of the closed curtain in order to communicate with the children who are standing right in front of her. Make that make sense to me, Feminist King. That's right, you can't. Because it's bullshit and it's stupid.
I will say, this is like right before they do that, she's like screaming at like another group of dancers or whatever. And
screaming at someone else.
They finish the thing and she's like, all right, now you're going to exit stage left. And the way that like the kids get off
they
look the way they do like the it's
pancake.
very leggy and hips and they like work their arms sideways like this. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. They're doing one of these.
They look like they're swimming sideways and upright.
They look like they're doing the pancake.
They look like they're marionettes being carried sideways.
Like toddling off the stage.
Like graceful little crabs.
Yeah.
The way they do
their little like swishy thing.
Really,
yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
I've seen the way that like dancers exit sometimes will be like very long and graceful and exaggerated, and all of your like joints are moving at once.
No.
They're doing it at like ×3 speed, and it's hilarious.
They're booking it.
Yes, it's
in
very
the crab
funny.
walk. And Abby just basically like pulls Paige right there in front of everybody else. She's like, yeah, you're not doing your solo. I just can't do it anymore. I can't stand your mom. You're not doing your solo. And then she's like, all right, kids, who wants to do another solo?
Silent.
And it is silent.
Dead silent.
A hushed tone falls across the group.
Here's the thing, though. As nobody responds, and right as Chloe starts doing this, if you're on video, you can watch. She has her hands like this. They're raising up because she's like, I kind of want to do this.
She's like, me?
Right as she gets to here. She like starts. I swear to God, Amanda, she started to volunteer, and then like Abby was like, Maddie.
Damn.
Chloe was literally. She's like, I want to give everyone else an opportunity, but I kind of want to do this. And her arms start to hike up subconsciously, and she's like, Maddie. God damn it.
It's so sad. And Maddie like really does not wait. She calls out Maddie. Kelly starts getting a little emotional because she's seeing again the mistreatment of her child. It's making her in her feelings. And Maddie is like looking at the ground. Like she is feeling very uncomfortable. She knows that she is she thinks that she's the reason why adults are fighting, which is like a very difficult thing to feel as a child.
Yes.
And Kelly is like, just starts like calling Abby out. She's like, fuck you, dude. You volunteered Maddie now.
Yeah, I
like,
love how
insane.
You just volunteered Maddie over all the other kids.
And then Abby's like, okay, fine. We'll do it again. And she crouches down. She's on Maddie's level, which she never speaks to children that way. So that's like a complete different like tonal shift. She's right in Maddie's face and she goes, Maddie, we're going to do this again. And when I ask who wants to do another solo, raise your hand and volunteer. Abby stands back up and she says, okay, who wants to do another solo?
And then all the other kids just heard all of that.
Right.
And are like, well,
and Maddie's
gonna
like,
do the thing.
I do.
Like,
and Abby,
I'll do Survivor.
Yeah, Abby's like, okay, great. Maddie volunteered. Like, she's just doing it just to be a dick to Kelly.
Yeah, and Kelly.
It's so embarrassing.
Kelly obviously loses her mind.
She starts screaming, and Abby's like, I can't do it. Call the cops.
Yeah.
Call the police. Like,
yeah,
okay,
call
girl.
the police because a woman is upset near me.
Yeah. Also, you're out of school, so this isn't even your property anymore. So what are you going to call the cops to do? What are they going to do for you?
Abby is out of her mind.
Yeah. We go to a commercial. When we come back, we're at the studio now, like packing up, getting ready. Christy calls Kelly. She's like, girl, what's going on? And Melissa brings up in her talking head about, or maybe, can't remember if it's in her talking head or not, but Melissa brings up how annoying it is that if Kelly's not there, for Paige, Brooke also now can't sing her song.
Yeah.
Which fucking sucks. Like, I didn't even think about that until Melissa brought it up, that like if Paige isn't doing it and Kelly refuses to come, that also takes a thing away from Brooke, which sucks.
Yeah, and she was like, I mean, this really is a big opportunity, and Kelly wouldn't do this to her kids.
Yeah. Kelly says that she's not coming to the rehearsal or to the... Kelly says she's not coming to the rehearsal or the recital, and Melissa's like, nah, she'll come anyway. I'm like, okay, Melissa, sure. Abby walks into they're in like the den, that like communal space that connects all the rooms. And Abby walks in and she has these new warm-up outfits. And she says that she has a new dance wear line that's like lounge wear and warm-up wear and streetwear.
And dance wear.
They are the fuggliest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And they look so cheaply made. And they're butt ugly. And she's like, yes, slay. Loving this, loving you. Everything is awesome. Like literally crushing, actually. Abby starts to reblock the entire group number because she's banking on Brooke and Paige not being there. So she's already moving on without them.
Yeah, the body's not even cold yet.
I know, for real.
She's like, with Brooke and Paige out, everyone has to work harder.
Not really.
No.
Just scoot over a little. That's all it is. That's what reblocking is.
I know.
Just because Brooke and Paige aren't there doesn't mean that we have to, like, find a dead body and Weekend at Bernie's it and, puppeteer it to be in the dance. Just scoot over.
Although that's a good idea for a dance, actually.
This is such a deep cut. So there was a time, you may not have ever seen this. The Preds, way back in the day, used to hire, like, cool people to do things on the ice during
intermissions.
Intermissions, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
In between periods. There was a time, I need to call my dad and see if he remembers this. There was a time when it was one performer and he had like 3 puppet, like human-sized stuffed
Were they like
men.
Yeah.
On 3 here, 3 behind him, and they were connected.
Yeah.
With sticks, and they were the Village People. And the guy in the middle was a skater, and he would like hold onto the sticks that were connected to all the life-size puppets' hands. And when he would raise them, they would all do the YMCA together, and he would skate around. It was awesome. I think about that all the time. Of like,
all the time?
Yeah, I'm like, that was cool as fuck. When I was like 8 years old at the hockey game with my dad, eating banana split Dippin' Dots because what the hell else are you eating at a hockey game? Yeah, it was awesome. That's like the peak existence. A hockey game with your dad. What else is better?
The first time I ever went to a Preds game, I was, let's see, they got here in either 98 or 99. I don't actually remember now. I think it was like their second season. That's not true. It was their second season. And I went and we were sitting up there, and I remember saying out loud to one of my parents, hockey fans are mean. And now I was like, this poor innocent little child. And now I'm up there berating the opposing goalie by name.
Oh, yeah.
Like calling him out. Fuck you,
screaming,
Hellebuck.
You're screaming his social security number.
Oh, yeah.
The last 4 of his visa, yeah.
No, every digit.
Another like great hockey memory I have is, again, hockey game with my dad.
Sure.
And I was probably in middle school when this happened, maybe elementary school. And so, I think it was middle school. The ref has the puck. They're dropping it for the first time.
Yeah.
At the very beginning.
The puck drop.
I mean, it had just touched the ice.
Gloves came off.
Somebody in the back was like, hit somebody! Like, as soon as the puck hit the ice, screaming. And there was a group of they're like, get in a fight!
Yep.
Like, it was awesome.
Well, when we were younger, the Preds were not a very good hockey team.
True.
And so their whole identity was just beat the shit out of every other team that you play. You're not going to beat them at actual hockey. No. You're going to knock them until they can't skate anymore, and then you can score.
Okay, enough about hockey. Why are you and I struggling so... For the viewers at home,
I'll fix that in a second.
Hang on.
It just slid off the thing.
Whoops.
Why would that little shelf not be like actually attached?
I don't know. It's just like it just sits on these little like pegs on the inside of the table. Wow, it's because you hate Beyonce. That's what it is. That Beyonce album is everywhere now. Ridiculous.
Just trying to share it with the world.
Yeah, I guess. That album is so good. Okay, anyway, wow, what a struggle you and I are both having.
I'm telling you, bro.
In equal amount, right? I'm struggling and you are also equally struggling.
Yeah, that's...
The dynamic is now we're not unequally yoked anymore. It's both of us now.
We'll remember this as such.
Yeah, as you and I, but not me more than you.
You and
not me always fucking stuff up and also having a stroke, but also you being stupid a little too. Yeah.
My foot was slightly longer than I thought it was.
And also Liza, like, screaming at the beginning. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Heck of an episode.
Truly. Okay, the moms are upstairs. Christy is, like, talking to the moms, and she's like, listen, here's a tea on my girl. She's like, what really put Kelly over the edge was Abby volunteering Maddie.
Right.
When it's, like,
Clearly.
just Kelly being upset about her kid being pulled, that's one thing. But when they're pulled so that Abby can, like, spoon feed something to Maddie, that's what really sent her over the edge.
Yep.
Asia's mom in a talking head makes a really weird comment that doesn't make any sense about how you have to get your tire. Talking to the dance moms is like getting your tires rotated. You only do it once a year. First of all, you should get your tires rotated more than once a year.
You should only get it done once a year, is I think what she said. Like, so I should only really have to talk to them once a year.
You should rotate your tires more than that, girl.
You
should rotate them twice a year.
Well, it sounds like she's really tired of talking to them.
I'm really tired of you. You know what I mean? But that comment didn't make any sense. I'm like, you have to talk to these sons of bitches all the time.
It was kind of out of nowhere, yeah.
It was just like a non sequitur.
Whatever.
Weird. Melissa says that she thinks the team is falling apart.
Yeah.
It's like, I think this is the end. I think we're falling apart. Jill then says the dumbest thing I've ever heard said on this television program. She says that Kelly has really put Abby through the ringer. And Christy's like, yeah, I don't really know about that. I think it's kind of the other way around. And Jill's like, no. She's like, she needs to be so grateful. Abby gives him so many opportunities, and she just really puts Abby through the ringer. I'm like, girl.
I said that Jill is back on her boot-looking bullshit.
Oh my God, boot-licking
She's a
bullshit.
Bootlicker.
In a fuck-ass fedora, boot-licking bullshit, fuck-ass fedora head-ass. Ridiculous. Abby has all the power in this dynamic.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what Kelly does, Abby will always have the power. So,
right.
No. Just quite simply, no.
No.
Abby then goes upstairs and she tells Jill that she's performing in the recital also.
Which, by the way...
And Jill's like, yeah, she's pumped.
Yeah. Abby also calls the Lido deck the observation mezzanine, and that really threw me off. I was like, no, Abby, it's called the Lido deck.
It's the Lido deck, girl. Like,
you should know your own building, you moron.
Yeah, come on. Your building is a cruise ship.
You're putting it under your arm again.
Yes. Viewers at home, when this falls over, it is my fault. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It'll be fine.
You're just insisting on
Shut up.
The wrong thing.
But it's more comfortable this way.
Oh, my God. All right.
Jill's pumped. She's doing a tango duet that's called Night and Day with a man named Jimmy.
With her old friend Jimmy.
It's from he's from a studio that she used to work at, dance at, called Night and Day.
Yeah, she says it's her old friend Jimmy.
And they're doing the tango.
They then, Jill demonstrates and like blocks the dance, just kind of talking through it while the kids are sitting on the floor watching and giggling. And then
so cute.
Abby makes a very cool comment and says, Jill claps kind of above her head. And Abby says, careful, Jill, your arm fat jiggles. Like, all right.
And Jill's like, pipe down.
Yeah, Jill and her talking head says, all right, I'll admit, maybe I should lose a little weight, but Abby saying that is comical. It's a little bit of pot calling the kettle black. Abby pointing that out, though, is indicative of a larger problem that I see a lot.
Feminist king.
And, well, it's weird. It's just people in general point out things like that about other people because they're insecure and they're looking for something about another person to insult to make them feel better. Like, I have things about me that I hate. At least there's something about her that she probably hates, too. Yes, found it.
I can't imagine,
we're both shitty together.
Like, as an adult, saying something to instigate the feeling of insecurity in another adult. Like, to say, like, oh, be careful, you look fat. Why would you say that to someone? That's an insane, outside of projection. Like, what's the cognitive thought?
It's
projection
insecurity.
is a subconscious thing. So the cognitive thought then is, or the conscious thought, I should say, is what?
Well, because
I don't get it.
Well, it's because she likely evaluates herself kind of under a microscope, and she's like, oh, these are probably the things people hate about me.
I guess.
So she's just like looking for those things about other people.
It's just weird that it seeps out of the subconscious like that. Or maybe she is consciously thinking, let me deter people from making fun of me by beating them to the punch.
Yes.
It's just so like...
I'm getting out ahead of it.
That's
and
so
that
weird.
way, when they try and retort, they're the crazy one. I can be like, why are you...
fat.
Yeah, why are you attacking me?
You're fat and ugly, LOL.
Yeah, clearly that got to you, huh?
It really, it reminds... Abby gives me the same vibe as, what I know a lot of women who are interested in men have encountered, what I have encountered a lot, which is, a dude on a dating app or a dude in real life or whatever wanting attention and the women not giving it to him and him being like, well, you're fat anyway.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're
you
a
got
slut
me.
anyway.
You got me. You know what I didn't know before I started talking to you? That I'm fat.
Oh my gosh, my
Oh
world.
my God.
It's crashing down.
And now that you've pointed out that I'm fat, I definitely want to fuck you.
Yes.
Like,
way to go, pal.
What's the thought there? It's literally just like stinging on the way out. I'm like, brother, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Abby, that's embarrassing, girl. Like,
yes.
Attacking anyone else's looks is ridiculous. Like,
100%.
let her arm fat flap in the wind. Who cares?
She just has skin.
Doesn't
She's
matter.
a person.
She has a body and it moved.
Do you know who else's arms? Like the most fit people in the world, when they clap, their arms move.
I have photographic evidence or videographic evidence of this in your case because I make you clap before.
Yeah,
That was
I'm just gonna
so
keep
aggressive.
clapping. That was kind of
so
loud.
Aggressive.
I was trying to make my arm move.
They can't because they're so muscular.
Now muscle
you're
moves.
Yacked.
Muscle moves.
Ugh, gross. Okay, I'm
It does.
I'm not talking about muscle with you.
All right.
We're talking. Okay, now we
speaking
see.
of which, really quick. Some of my employees and coworkers were sitting outside on the patio eating lunch today. And
You rocking the tank?
no, I don't wear tank tops to work. But I was inside like doing some more work, and Kate, one of my employees, walked in and said, "Oh, Eli, you missed it. Pierce was outside talking about protein. You missed a riveting conversation." Or you missed a riveting conversation about protein that Pierce was having. I was like, dang, wish I could have been there.
Yeah, you were like, You're like, yeah, you got me. I'm a loser. You're like, fuck, I really wanted to talk about the benefits of using whey instead of dairy. Fuck. That's fine. I'll catch up with him later in the hallway.
Well, there's isolates versus
Damn it.
blends. Oh, I swear to God, Amanda.
I didn't knock it over. I didn't.
This is an episode people need to watch on YouTube. Some of them, it's
if
just
this
a lot
hasn't
of
convinced you to watch the video, you need to watch the video. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of visual things going on right
What's
now.
happening, if I'm just going to break it down really fucking quick, if I'm going to break it down, what's happening is that I'm wearing a thrifted sweater vest.
I do like that sweater vest.
Thank you. It is a men's sweater vest. It is a 3XL. It is huge.
Okay.
And every time I lean a little bit, it shifts. And I'm afraid that my boob is going to slip out of my armpit like that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I keep going like this so that I can pull my sweater
you have a
vest
shirt
up.
on, though.
But then all this extra fabric is over here. And so I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And so then I want to do one of these and pull the fabric around the back. This is what I've been trying to do this whole time. And every time I do that and lean up, I yoink the headphone thing off the table. And it's just dumb. I'm just realizing that this is not a filmable outfit because it's just like so much fabric. Like, goddamn.
You're wearing a lot of fabric. I'm wearing very little fabric.
But we're both rocking a cutoff, though.
Yeah.
We both have got the guns out.
Sun's out, guns out.
I am getting really strong because of my climbing. Eli can vouch for it. One time I yelled at him until he felt my muscles. I held him within an inch of his life because I was like, feel how strong I am, feel my muscles. And he was like, okay, damn. He was like, cool. And I was like, I'm so strong.
Yes.
Okay, photo shoot time, magazine cover. Abby is like, this magazine cover has Maddie's name written all over it. Okay.
And then she says, though.
But then she's like, yeah,
it's a shame that Kelly went berserk because Paige could have won this cover. Complimenting a Highland girl?
I thought you just said it was Maddie.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Which is it, Abster? What are we doing?
This has Abby or Maddie written all over it because Paige isn't here.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's school themed. Don't love because it turns very quickly into Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears, like sexy schoolgirl. I'm like, this is odd to me. Don't love that. Holly says it's fun. She's like having such a good time watching Nia do her one, and she's like, I wish that the Highlands girls could be here for it because this is so fun. And then Jill says that she thinks the Highlands will be back. Abby doesn't think so.
Well,
I'm gonna fix my sweater.
I'll talk. During their little there's a montage of like all the kids, and they each have their own like theme, their own like outfit and style and everything. Character. And I thought that they were pretty spot on. Because Chloe is the rebel rocker, which we remember she was the rocker and did the rock on.
She stuck her middle finger out.
Well,
according to Abby.
Yes, but she did the rock on thing. So like Abby was like, that's what we're gonna dress her up as, which I kind of enjoyed that callback.
Whatever, yeah.
Maddie was the teacher's pet, of course.
Duh.
Asia has a big reputation, is very sassy, and that is exactly how she dances.
T.
Kendall is a mean girl.
T.
Sure.
Just like her mom.
Mackenzie is the bookworm, which I don't know about that.
Whatever.
And then Mia, of course, is the athlete.
Great. I know. I saw that too, and I was like, "Girl,
I was like,
can we make can we make it a little bit more difficult to call out racism? Like, that's insane. That you're like the one. Well, I mean, Asia, but Asia even gets that racial stereotype too of just
being
like
a sassy, big personality,
whatever. And like Nia's the athlete. Obviously, it's like. Starting to panic. I don't like it.
Yeah, I heard that and I literally was just like, dude, fucking,
like, come
of course.
on.
As she was going through, I was like, oh, Maddie's the teacher's okay, I see what's going on here.
Sure, and you're like,
Nia's the athlete. God damn it. God damn it.
So
whatever.
Annoying.
Whatever.
Let's see. Abby, what?
We go to a commercial.
Sorry. I got an out of context text from bestie of the pod, Rachel, and I think she meant to text her boyfriend instead of me. It's okay. It's not that incendiary. I just think she picked the wrong thread. So I'm like, I don't think that was meant for me. Anyway, Abby says there are going to be 1,300 people at the dance concert.
And they rolled out the red carpet.
Yeah, it's like this whole thing. Abby's in the green room and she says that Maddie's going to be doing 2 solos because she stepped up to the plate. No, the fuck she didn't.
You forced her.
Spoon-fed her from the plate. She did not step up to it.
You scooted her up to the plate and put a bat in her hand.
Yeah, literally. The modeling woman from, the Dance Track magazine comes in with this...
Sandra.
She has this big ass print underneath a blanket. And she's like, this is the cover. Underneath, blah, blah, blah. This big, long monologue about how lit it is to be famous and, in magazines or whatever. And she's like, the grand reveal. Abby also allegedly does not know who's going to be on the cover. This grand reveal. She whips that blanket off. And when I tell you, my jaw hit the deck when I saw that it was Kendall. I was shook.
I was too.
I was like, oh, it's going to be Chloe.
I thought Chloe as well.
Kendall. And I was like, Kendall? And I put Kendall and like 50 question marks. I was like, love that for Kendall.
Honestly, good for her.
Jill is also like,
what?
Sure.
Yeah,
what?
It was so funny because Kendall has been really uninvolved for like a couple of months.
Right.
Now. She's just kind of been another kid there. She and Nia both are just like fillers. Basically, Jill in her talking head says like, I'm shocked because Kendall beat Maddie and Mackenzie, and they always get, quote, that special part. And I really hate the way she says the special part.
I hate that.
You could say solos or features or whatever else, but don't say the special part.
It's like when we talk about having privates. I'm like,
I swear to God, that is exactly what I was thinking too.
Can we call it something else, please?
Yeah,
it's
don't
so
call
bad.
it your special part.
Like, let's talk about all these girls' privates. I'm like, Do you hear it when you say it out loud, moms? Do you hear how it sounds?
Well, it's just Jill.
That's true. It's probably mainly
Jill.
just Jill, yeah.
The special part bullshit. And the weird way that she says L's.
Yeah. And costume is also up there from Kelly. Okay, time for the performances. We get a montage of all the numbers we've already seen. Thank God, because I really do not want to sit through all these numbers we've already seen.
Yeah, same.
I've already seen. You don't watch the numbers.
No.
I've already seen them, and I didn't want to watch them again.
Yeah, I liked that it was just a little montage. You get like 5 seconds of each one.
Yeah.
I'll go through them rapid fire. Maddie does her tap solo. No apron
Slay.
issues this time. Slay. Chloe does a ballet number and absolutely nailed this turn. Like, totally nailed it. Kendall was fine. Nia performed with her face, I noticed. Asia had her pants on backwards.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
But did really great. Maddie did her solo, and Abby was literally beaming ear to ear the entire time.
Yeah. The thing about Asia's pants, so she has, like, if you were looking, like, face on, it's like a little, like, butt frill. So it's supposed to go from, like, one hip around your bottom to the other hip. So it looks like a skirt kind of on top of your pants. But, like, the front is open. So it's just supposed to be like a butt frill.
That was my nickname in college.
I'm sure it was. She has put her pants on backwards
and
so that it's like frill around the front like a skirt and then open on the butt. And I mean, you can tell. Like, it's not like a little thing like, oh, a strap was on the wrong side or whatever. No, she has her pants on backwards. She does her thing and she like crushes it, but I mean her pants are on backwards. And Asia's mom is just like, whatever. She makes the weirdest faces when she's watching her kid. Like, the smizing and like the squinty eyes and the
like she's almost trying to like smolder. It's like someone who's trying to smolder but doesn't quite know how.
Do it in the camera right now.
It looks like more suspiciously.
It's so weird. I hate it. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Was that it? Did I do good?
That's the thumbnail.
It's crazy. I don't have the Christy Ray jawline, so I can't.
It's true. Or the snatched pony.
Don't watch that part. If you're listening, just skip ahead.
Eventually, we're gonna have one of those like montages that's like the Pyramid Podcast out of context, that's gonna be one of the clips.
Jesus, all of my claps, and you telling me we have the clap.
Yeah,
I stopped
saying that though.
It's in there
because you were like, "Stop," and I was like, "Okay,
it's
that's
documented forever."
That's true.
We clapped our way to fame.
So true, bestie. You and me getting the clap.
No.
Having the clap. Excuse me.
No. Again.
Hey, a pre-existing condition. The clap.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's the clap.
What is this episode? I don't know. What the fuck are we doing?
Where's Liza? This is all your fault, cat.
Can you imagine what if in 2018 us 6 years ago could see us now? That would be crazy.
That is crazy. What's also crazy, I think this frequently, that like, what if this is someone's first episode that they're watching or listening to?
I think about that a lot too. Yeah. Where they're like, "Oh, a new dance move. What is this?
What the fuck is happening?" They don't even talk about the episode until 45 minutes into the podcast.
They're like these two fucking buffoons, idiots, just dicking around until minute 38.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Let's talk about the episode." I was like, "Okay." Let's see. So yeah, Asia slays with her pants on backwards.
More like Slasia.
Whoa, that was really funny.
You know what's weird? It always surprises me which ones you're really impressed by, because I thought that was really dumb.
No, but it was so quick. You're like, Slasia. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
I made a good one earlier that you didn't really say.
Well, if I didn't laugh at it, obviously wasn't that good. I don't know if you know this, but the thing about jokes is that they're funny. So if it doesn't elicit a giggle or at least a hearty, it's not funny. It's not a joke.
I don't remember what it was.
You scrolling back through your notes app?
Yes,
check for
because
jokes.
I wrote it down because I was really...
Check for a pulse in those notes app, in that notes that you've got going on.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Whatever. Anyway, guys...
Giving up immediately.
Put in the comments what Eli's best joke was. We're going to get one it's probably Tony. It's going to be like nothing.
No, that's not true. I think people holistically like you more than they like me.
I don't think that.
Because I'm way meaner to you than you are to me. You're not mean to me at all, and I'm an asshole. So I think people are like, Eli's so nice. Why is Amanda so mean to him? I'll be like, because Eli fucking sucks. Duh.
Yeah, the outside world doesn't really know the dynamic.
They don't get it like that.
Bullying him.
They don't get it. They don't know.
I get bullied by everyone at work. I just have like a bullyable face. You know what I think it is?
You have a punchable face.
Yeah, it's because I'm like tall, and they're like, "Oh, he's got something going for him." Let's literally not. One of my coworkers told me the other day, "You just kind of look like you need to be knocked down a peg."
Yeah. The thing is that,
believe me, I've taken care of that myself. I've knocked myself down a lot of pegs over the years.
The thing, I told my sister this the other day. You are the best straight white guy I know, period, but also at taking a joke. Because when I clown on you, you think it's funny. And you've never been like, well, not all men. You've never whipped out that shit with me ever. When I'm making fun of you, you can see it as like objectively funny and giggle at it. And that's why I give you so much shit, is because you never have taken it personally. Also, this form of our friendship is not how we really are in real life. So it's funny.
True.
This is like kind of how we are in real life, but like not all the time.
I stay dunkable.
That is true. And I stay LeBron. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, back to the episode.
Anyway, God damn it.
Anyway, we get to the group number. The music's very weird. Mackenzie... Oh, right before she does her solo, she kind of hyperventilates and says she forgot it. We cut to commercial. We come back. She's fine. She fully did not forget her solo at all.
There was a whole thing about it where... Like, she was like, I forgot my dance.
She's like,
And Abby's like,
Get
the
out
music
there.
is playing. Get out on the stage and make something up, which is a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, exactly. And she's fine.
Yeah, Abby, this is your recital that you are running. You could just kind of make the call that, okay, well,
you did it earlier, where you just were like, you're not dancing anymore to Paige, so you could do it again.
Like, oh, I'm at the mercy of the audience, all
Girl.
these paying customers. No, settle down.
No.
And she was like, go out there and just make something up. And then Mackenzie goes out and like fully remembers her dance.
Fine. Jill goes out to do her tango with Jimmy. They don't really dance. They kind of like walk confidently, but that's fine. And then at the end, Christy and Melissa run out and they give her a rose and a tiara.
I laughed
and
out
Abby's
loud.
like, you idiots. And she's like, get off the stage. You're ruining the show. And Christy's like, Abby, put a sock in it. We're just goofing off, having fun.
Yeah, Abby is, of course, furious, and in her talking head calls them Tweedledee and Tweedledum, which made me laugh a lot.
That's you and me.
She then, yes.
Tweedledum and Tweedledumbass.
Yes, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. She yells at the moms backstage and says, Jill, you are never dancing on my stage ever again.
Okay,
and
whatever.
Jill's like, whatever, dude.
It doesn't matter, fine.
Yes.
The show's over. Abby says it was a smashing success, and during the applause, right as Abby gets out on stage, she's like, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. No, you, whatever. She says the caption pops up at the bottom where she says, come on, get up. And then everyone stands up and starts applauding. So it's like she said it to herself and they just like caught her on a hot mic being like, get up, applaud for me, get up.
That's hilarious.
It's
and
so
a little
weird.
bit like Kim Jong-un-ish.
It's very Robert Durst. It's very Robert Durst, the serial killer who confessed to killings on a microphone that he was wearing during an interview.
Damn.
It's amazing. It's an interview. It's a series called The Jinx on HBO, and they're trying to like question him and grill him down. And he is such an old, decrepit bag of bones. And he killed 3 people. And he goes to the bathroom and he says to himself like, "What will they think, Bob?" And then he says, "I killed them all, of course." And they like convicted him on that because it's a confession, and he went to prison. It's awesome. And then he died.
That is wild. Have you seen that video of the guy who is he's like on a Zoom call with a traffic court judge, and he like was on a suspended license, whatever.
Oh,
and
when he's driving?
He's actively driving, and the judge is like, hold on a second. What are you doing right now? And the guy's like, oh, I just pulled in. Here, I just pulled up and I parked. And the judge is like, let me get this straight. And he takes his glasses off. He's like, you're in traffic court for driving on suspended license and you're actively driving. And the guy's face just freezes. That moment where he's like, oh, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm a stupid person. I could not stop laughing.
It was amazing. I saw that video. It was hilarious.
Yep.
The moms are back in the green room. And that's like we do have like more stuff, but this is when it kind of starts to wind down.
Yeah.
It's very anticlimactic. We somehow circle back to Kelly and Maddie and like all of that bullshit. And Melissa says that she called Kelly to talk about all of this. Christy says that Kelly's mad because Melissa should have stepped in to stop the Maddie taking Paige's solo thing.
Which why would you? But the thing is, like,
Melissa's
yes,
not
but also,
do that.
yeah. Why would you expect that of Melissa? When has she ever been a girl's girl?
Literally that.
She is not for the girls. I hate that alarm, by the way.
I'm so sorry.
Holy cow.
Why? Is it just the tone you don't like?
Yes. Well, it's just...
I don't like your tone. What about that?
So loud.
And what about that?
It's just really like harsh and jarring. Anyway, so we're back in the green room. There's some bullshit.
Abby points out Asia's pants being on backwards.
Yeah. Abby enters, says, pretty good job, everybody. And then immediately starts talking shit to Asia.
Yeah.
She's like, Asia's pants were on backwards. Whose fault is that? Asia, who dressed you? And she says,
great answer.
She says, I dressed myself and I take full responsibility.
She says, it was a mistake and it will never happen again.
That is how you get on Abby's good side. Holy hell.
And shut her down.
Yes.
Do what she wants you to do and get her to shut up.
Yeah.
Took responsibility, won't happen again.
Yeah.
Period.
Abby no longer has anything to say. She's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, but Asia's already one of her favorites, so like that was
matter, yeah.
Had Chloe done that, she'd be like, you better not.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Shouldn't have happened in the first place, you stupid idiot.
Yeah. Here's 12 things I hate about your mom.
Yeah, also your mom fucking sucks. Christy brings up the double standard of the costume stuff again. And she asks Abby if Jill is going to be on the pyramid next week. That is so funny because Jill danced.
I would die. I would die if Jill was on the pyramid and not at the bottom, because that means Abby actually thought about it.
So funny.
She wasn't just doing it for the bit.
You know that Brandon, the PA, printed out her headshot.
God,
And she was like, fuck this, Brandon. And he was like, ugh.
So again, I am watching all these for the first time.
Right.
I know nothing about Dance Moms.
Right.
I hope listeners don't write in about this. I hope with all my heart that Jill is on the pyramid.
We're at the point now where I haven't seen these either.
Yeah.
We're past the point that I watched in high school. I'm aware of the canon, but I don't remember the specifics like I used to.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. Christy says the show was good, but that she understands where Kelly's coming from, and she hopes that Kelly and the Highland Girlies come back. And that's it.
Yep.
It's a recital episode. It's not a competition, so
yeah,
the drama with Kelly's about it.
Yeah, and based on the initial couple minutes, I was like, oh, this is gonna be insane, and it just wasn't.
Really, it was for a minute, and then it really wasn't.
Yeah, the thing with Kelly's blowing up scene, one scene, that 3 minutes
in the beginning
was kind of wild. The beginning was kind of wild. Everything else was kind of fine.
A recital. Don't worry, we get a backlog of chaos next week, because next week we feature Black Patsy.
Oh, Jesus.
And Kathy.
I never watched the coming up on.
And Leslie, Peyton's mom.
Jesus, they're just...
So they're just packing them in.
They're bringing out the heavy hitters.
They've had too many boring weeks. They got to get the ratings back up, probably.
Oh,
also, I forgot to mention, I wrote this down and I've totally skipped over it. This episode came out on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I was 11 when this episode came out.
Damn.
July 23rd of 2013.
I was in my late 30s then.
You were in your early 40s by then, let's be honest. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Yeah, a relatively, outside of the Kelly stuff, it's just like a recital behind the scenes, television program. That's kind of it.
Yeah. That's all I got.
That's all I got. You got a song you want to plug?
I do.
My brother.
It is Believe by Cher.
For Pride.
Yes.
For gay stuff.
Yes. Also, actually, I was sitting at a light on my way over here.
Uh-huh.
And this SUV pulled up next to me and was listening, and they were blaring that song.
Gay stuff.
Yes. Oh, the bass was thumping away, and I was just
activity.
I started singing along. I was like, "You believe in love." I was like, "Hell yeah, dude!"
That song is so good.
How good?
Every week, I want all 700 listeners to know this. Every week, 700 it's 730. Every week on this program, right before Eli, Elizabeth Farmer leaves my house.
Eli Breakfast Farmer.
Excuse me, so sorry. You're like, Mr. Elizabeth is my father. Every week before this man leaves my sanctuary of femininity, I harass him to listen to music in the car on the way home. Does he? No. Because if he
I do have the Billie Eilish album queued up though.
Okay, good. If he did, he would tell me, because my music recommendations are awesome.
True.
I've never wanted you to listen to a song more in my life than I want you to listen to the cover to a cover of the song you just said. It's the cover of Believe by Sammy Ray and the Friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Have you heard that cover?
No.
Eli, it's full of saxophone and groovy gay shit. You have to listen to it on the way home. It's so fucking good. Sammy Ray and the Friends, major plug for that band. They're so fucking good.
What you got?
I love that. Okay, let's see. What do I got? Oh, the song Love Over Glory. It is by an artist named
Xenadelphia,
yeah. It is a disco song. And
more gay shit.
It kind of is like Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive disco. But also Amy Winehouse. So it starts out really slow and in a minor key, which is I love when disco's in a minor key or a relative minor key. It's so fun, and you're like, oh, this is disco, and then it's there's just different minor chords that just appear in a major keyed song. It's so fun, and the whole thing is about being in a relationship with a guy who takes a lot of credit for what you do, and the chorus is boy, that's a lot of loud talk. You want a girl, not a woman. Whatever makes you feel important. You say you really want to help me out, but you just take the credit.
Damn.
You're such a good guy coming in like my saving grace. Why would I need to be saved to be great? Did you forget that I write the story and it's love over glory? It's just, and it's like a disco, gay shit. So good. So good. You can follow us on Instagram. We're at The Pyramid Pod. I'm not posting right now because I, frankly, just continue to forget. Also, Mark Zuckerberg, I know you're listening to Every Waking Move. Please let there be a function on Instagram to schedule content. If I could schedule posts to go out every like Thursday or Friday to promote every Wednesday's episode, I would have no problem. But I remember on the weekend when it's too late to do anything about it. And then during the daytime on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, I like forget about it and then I never post. But if I could have a scheduling option,
can you really
that'd
not?
at least help a little.
Damn.
It's really fucking annoying. There's like plugins and apps and stuff I could do, but they all cost money. So it's just really annoying. But
we are not a sponsored podcast yet.
No, we're not.
Mark Zuckerberg,
please, come on, brother. Do me a solid.
Let's get some of that Facebook money, dog.
Yeah, for real. Get that meta money.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You can follow me on Instagram. I also am taking a break for my mental health, but my personal Instagram is at @notamandab_.
I am Eli_farmer_. I haven't been cyberbullied in quite some time.
Well, because people started taking that to heart and bullying you for real.
One did.
And I was like, I will literally.
Everyone else was funny and fun.
It's literally on site if you harass my boy for real. It's on site.
I think the person that harassed doesn't know they were actually doing it. They thought they were being like fun and playful, and it just went a little too far. It just was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, everyone else has been funny. There's a difference between
sending a water gun emoji and calling someone a fucking idiot that you don't know.
Right.
And you're like, okay, this is a little different than what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to send Eli a vaguely threatening, obviously kidding joke,
skull and crossbones, message, knife emoji, water gun
stuff
emoji.
Like that, some muscle emojis, all that kind of stuff. That's funny. Don't actually harass Eli. That's insane behavior. That's psychotic, actually. To cyberbully a stranger is fucking crazy. If you're in the Nashville area and you want to come see me do stand-up, email me and I'll send you the ticket link. Yeah, this is coming out on Wednesday. If you want to come see me do stand-up on Sunday, June 9th, I will report back next week with how it goes. Eli will be there. You and I will have to do a debrief live on air to talk about how it went, because I'm going to black out probably. So I need someone to give me
Is someone filming it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know who's filming it actually for real? This is not a joke. NPT, National Public Television, is coming to film
No
it.
shit.
So.
Oh, that's dope. Are you going to have like easy access to the full...
They're going to give it to us for free.
Dope. That is so sick. God, Pratik's hooked up, bro.
I know, bro, for real. They're doing a story on him. They're doing a story on my brother-in-law.
Because he's so dope?
Well, yeah, kind of. They're doing a story on second-generation immigrants who are working in social justice.
That's a very specific...
Well, not really. Most people who work in social justice who are people of color are second-generation immigrants.
That's actually a really good point. I'm sure that, yeah.
It's like him and a couple of his coworkers at the nonprofit where he works. They're kind of
That's dope,
talking about that kind of structure and everything.
Sick.
And whatever.
What's a good way to share this podcast? We haven't done that in a while.
Share this podcast with the most chaotic person you know. Someone who might, I don't know, break a piece of furniture or accidentally flip over a table or get hooked on crack and scream from the top of a very tall tower like my cat did at the beginning of this episode. Thank you for rocking with us, team. This episode was insane. This was a
roller coaster.
Crazy. Oh, also, we're about to do my sister's favorite part of the episode.
The goodbye?
She thinks when you do that goofy shit, she thinks that's hilarious.
Thanks, Neely.
She's like, I love when Eli does that. I think that's so funny. I'm like, you're the only one, girl.
Well, when my voice cracked that one time.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really funny.
I was sick, and it just did not go well.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was amazing. Okay, are you ready?
Well, now you're building it out too much. It's just got to happen. It's got to flow, you know?
Okay, thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Crushed it.